I'm sorry about that. Microphone was not on. Oops. Oh, I've gone off the track as well. Ah, that's the edge of the track. That's not where you want to be. Lost a lot of time. But I'm not really trying, at the moment, I'm not really trying to race competitively because I know I'm not competitive at my current pace at all. And even with the current car, I think even if I had the meta car, I would have absolutely zero chance to even keep up with this. So this is completely my fault at the moment because I've not raced on this track. I've never raced this car, and I haven't raced on this track since a while back. I think it was Group 4's cars were racing on this track in a sports series race. Brakes and in the corner. I just got a YouTube Studio comment from my other channel, that's why I was kind of silent there. The other channel I should make a video on today, but we're going alright, I think. Oh gosh. Just really trying to concentrate as much as I can. Oh no, the corner's there. See, this track, it feels like it should go in a certain way, and it ends up going the other way, and I don't know the track, so I don't know. I feel like I got a bit better, though, since this started, but I'm definitely not on pace, and I definitely haven't got the racing lines right, and all that other crap. All very much out of whack. That was a slightly faster lap. That's alright. We're still in the 1 minute 43, which I'm assuming is incredibly slow. Gotta brake a bit later. I was doing a race yesterday. It wasn't live or anything, obviously. Oh shit, what happened then? What the frick happened then? It nearly killed my life, because everything good? I don't know what the hell just happened. My live nearly died. I don't know what the hell happened then. I don't know how much of that you people saw either, but that was it. A bit of chaos. Yes, here we go. And brakes. And you'd see that little runoff area there just behind the curb. That looks like an area you can aim to hit on the exit of that corner. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it'll make you faster, but I could just see it on the track edge and I'm like, that might be faster. Yeah, I think it's more about... I'm really concentrating, that's why I'm so quiet. Like, it's just extreme concentration right now. Oh, that was bad. Still, that was faster. We're in the 42s now. I know that's still slow, but that is faster. That's when you brake, okay. This car doesn't sound too bad, to be honest, overall. Going by race vehicle sounds, this isn't bad. I guess it's an NAV6 this thing has. I don't know what the red line is on this thing, I haven't bothered checking. Because I feel like if I check now, I'll scroll check that. Oh, it's actually lower than the stock car, the standard non-race version of the NSX, interesting. I think that's at 8 grand. I mean, maybe it's one of those cars where it revs over the RPM limiter thing. Like, I know if you fully upgrade the Honda NSX with all the special components that you can only get from roulette tickets, you have to be really lucky to get. I haven't done that, but I saw somebody on, I think, Reddit do that. Oh my gosh. You can just see my NSX. You can see the competitive cars. I know that mine has to be the least, if not one of the least competitive cars, because I can see, like, the NSX concepts. When I checked the leaderboard, I was like, NSX concepts. But this is what I do, right? When I'm racing. The first thing I do, right off the bat, I go, okay, first thing I'm going to do is see, like, choose my car, then see what's competitive, and then once you see what's competitive, then, well, you go with whatever car you've chosen. Like, I don't go by meta cars. I really used to. I mean, sometimes I guess I do if I'm trying to win races, but... I mean, if I'm trying to win races, yeah. If I'm trying to win races, I'll go with meta cars. Right now, I don't really care. But apparently you gotta change tyres and stuff. I should have changed the mediums. The reason why I should have changed the mediums is because I'm starting at the back, and if I am in any way faster than the people near the back of the grid, they'll slow me down on the soft tyre compound. Auto Max? I remember that brand, I think from Gran Turismo 6 or Gran Turismo 5. I don't remember which one. I think it might have been GT6, I don't know. Because they had a race car or a road car, if I remember correctly. I think. I don't know if I'm thinking of the right brand. It might be Tomicara, which is the other brand I remember. From Gran Turismo 5 or 6 or both, I don't remember. Where they had a road car and a race car, and the road car was so inexpensive in the game, and it was so fast. It was just magnificent. It was brilliantly quick. I don't know how far off pace the setup was. Was that Lexus slow off the line? It can't be, because the other one's down low, right? He must have just not been on throttle. Two positions gained already. That's actually pretty good, to be honest. Especially considering I don't know the track. I think this is very, very good. Oh, I can hear anti-lag. Oh, that car's gone. Hey! Okay, just keep it on the... Oh my god, I can't keep it that far inside the track. I'm on controller, I don't know if that's the problem, or if the car's the problem, or if my line was the problem, but I couldn't have taken very much of a different line if I'm being honest with you. All the cars are blue. Just blue. I mean, even mine's are like a blue and white, so... Oh, shit. We're doing pretty well. I'll give him that back. It would have been so dumb to try and race him through that section of the track. No, but I know for a fact this is nowhere close to the meta car, and the reason why I know that is because I checked the leaderboards. It's the newer NSX, which is the meta car. And by a country mile like that. And this thing ain't even close. This thing I didn't even see in the top 100, so... It's all me, not the car. Well, I'm running pretty well. I think I'll lose my positions as the race progresses. I guess I'm on soft tyres as well. I don't know how long we'll be able to get the softs to last, but I guess we'll see. Oh. Nearly went off circuit then. These cars are really fun to drive though, to be honest. The only downside is whenever you switch out of these things and go to something else, it makes everything else feel really slow. Like even if you go from Group 2 to Group 3, the Group 3s just feel slow, man. I think I will be overtaken by the cars behind me as they are keeping up and possibly will overtake me. And I don't think I'm catching up with the car ahead, so... I guess here we go anyway. Yellow flag, that means something happened, that's brilliant for me. I think it's too far up the track for me to get any chance out of it though. Yeah, it was that car up there? It must have been Punterino'd, I don't know. Yeah, look at that. We're doing pretty good for an underpowered car and a... Oh, this is actually faster than my fastest qualifying lap, by the way, by quite a margin at that. Oh, yes, on the brakes nicely through there. Bit stupid on the the racing line I took and the exit I took. Not great. I think I saw the GTRs and especially the newer Honda NSX at the front of the grid. I mean, there was also, of course, the I think I saw a Lexus or two, or a couple of Lexuses. I didn't see anything else, so I didn't see any of the older Group 2s. So any of the older GT500 class vehicles are Group 2s, as it's known in this game. So since I didn't see any of that, I don't know. I'm just keeping it pretty consistent. I'm keeping it a nice gap, I think. I mean, I don't care if I wasn't keeping a nice gap and he overtook me. It wouldn't bother me too much, because I've done pretty well for this race anyway, at least at this point. I have actually lost a lot of ground through there, I think. I mean, we're doing alright. That was a pretty consistent lap, only 0.03 of a second off the lap time I should have been hitting. So that means I'm doing pretty consistent. Keeping my tyres are a bit more worn down than they were before, so that was consistent enough. I think that NSX concept is faster than that Lexus, and the Lexus was just slowing it down. So I think he might overtake me, or he or she, I don't know. The Lexus, I mean not the Lexus, the other Honda will overtake me, as it was probably being slowed down by the Lexus. Tyres are feeling a little bit more worn, as you can see on exit there. Surprisingly though, this thing wears the front a lot faster than it wears the back. I think it feels like it's almost like it's scrubbing as you go through the corners. Like it never feels like it has that optimal grip. And I guess braking zones from speeds like this is also another great cause of shit like this. But I am way off the leader's pace. Keep in mind the leader is in a more competitive vehicle, but I am way off pace. And I actually don't think it's straight line speed, because I don't feel like I'm being caught up too much down the straights. I think it's cornering, which I think is more down to me than it is the car. I mean, yeah, the car still definitely plays a role. Like, I know this isn't the most competitive car through the corners. I don't think, anyway. Because I don't feel like I'm being caught up with on the straights. Like you can see here, I've got an NSX behind me now. I tried to give him as much space as I could, to be honest. Yeah, I am faster in a straight, you can see that, which means I must be slow through the corners. Because he's in the slip and everything and I'm pulling away, so... I don't think I'll just let him pass. I don't think it's enough to do that, but I don't want him to really try and baffle me out of my position. He's probably pissed off in all seriousness by me driving so much slower. Well, I'm not even heavily defending him either. I mean, that really did look like I was, but... I'm gonna have to pit in into the lap anyway, because these front tyres are dead. Where's the pit lane part for this part of the track? Yeah, I'm gonna have to pit in into the lap. I mean, look at the tyres on the front, man. Those front tyres have just been scrubbed. Like there's nothing left. Now, where's the pit lane? I think it's on the opposite side to the side I expect it to be on. Well, I don't know. I'll see when I get there, I guess. Yellow flags. Not much of a big deal for me because I'm pitting in. What side's the pit lane on? Oh, I thought it'd be... It is that way. Okay, I missed it though. Oh well, I guess I'm going another lap on tyres with no grip. Oh well. He's gone on by, I'm not going to try and defend it. Oh, we've got no grip on these fronts now, we've got nothing. We have nothing. We have lost all front grip. It's all down to downforce, the mechanical grip is just gone, there's nothing there. Trying not to squabble with these guys too much, as I know they're obviously running faster than I am. I've got nothing on these fronts now. We have nothing left. Because I missed the pit lane. I didn't see it because I didn't know where it was. So I completely missed the pit lane. Turn. And we're on the power. Because I didn't know where the pit lane was, so I don't know. It's still a lot of fun running this race, though, I would say. Even though I've missed the pit lane, I've obviously screwed up a few things, and the cars behind me are taking great advantage of this, as I have nothing on those front tyres. Like, I have to go incredibly slow. I was supposed to pit in the previous lap, as you probably know, but... didn't work, because look at the speed difference. Because that didn't look like a pit lane, it just looked like a barrier to a runoff. We need to switch to mediums because we need to use both compounds, we don't need to refuel. Now we just wait for it to enter the pit lane. That was really, really late for me to switch tyres from softs to mediums, but meh, we've done it now. And I did lose a lot that lap. Yes, and I don't get any pit lane cut penalties. Okay, the cars behind me are miles behind, so that means I've got no threat from behind. I've just got to try and make up as much ground as I can with these newer mediums. I doubt anybody's out on softs, and if they are, it's because they've pitted in and switched to them. If anybody's on their first stint still on softs, they're on wheel for one because wheel is better on tyre wear, and for two they are most definitely, and I assure you, trying to conserve those tyres if they're surviving that long on softs. But it's useless trying to conserve your soft tyres because then you're not making any use out of them, right? If you're sitting there conserving, ooh, brake a bit, just lift and then tap the brakes again, just sort of cruise it through the corners and go again, sort of thing. That will never work if you're running soft. Somebody just went in from softs just then. Second place, or the leader, I don't even know, second place. So that means the leaders are pitting it. I don't think I've got any chance of getting up there, but... So I think it's like, what, lap 5 you pit in for softs? Which means if the people that go in for softs, if they go in earlier, they're going to have a hell of a time. I mean, there's a lot of cars up ahead. All yellows. I've seen a few yellow flags this race, if I'm being honest. I've done a few stuffing up where the braking zone is a few times, if I'm being honest. I mean, those cars up ahead must squabble to be able to get any sort of lead on them. Like, to catch them, they need to be battling. How much does this car cost in the dealership anyway? You know what's strange? This car's from 2008. They stopped making the NSX, this generation NSX, in like 2004 or 6 or something. It might have even been 2002. I don't know, it was 2000 something, early 2000s, not 2008. It was before I was even born, was when they stopped producing these, I think. I mean, maybe a bit after, I don't know. I'll have to search it up at the end of this video and, oh my god, more yellows. Oh, I can see him. And he's gone, he's off to the racetrack. Are there even penalties? Because I haven't seemed to get any, and I haven't seen anybody with penalties. I mean, where would the penalty line be if there is? There's got to be penalties, because every FIA... This isn't FIA approved anymore, is it? I don't know anymore what branches those run by. I don't know if they got FIA approved racing anymore on this. Or if that was just a GT Sport thing. I haven't paid enough attention. At the moment, I've just referred to it as an online race, because that's what it is, online racing. Going on to lap 9, 8th place. To be honest, better than where I thought I'd be. I mean, I was a 6th before, and... doing pretty well, though. I mean, the cars ahead, I don't know what... I'm assuming they're running mediums like I am, but they're in a more competitive car, so... I like this car, though. I think it's rather nice. I like the way it handles. I think it's good. But, of course, it's not the most competitive, as I've seen, because it's not in the top 100 leaderboards anywhere. But I like it. It's nice. I actually really do. I think it's magnificent. Except I think all Group 2 cars must handle good, right? I don't think I've heard anything bad. I've heard some of the Group 3 cars will handle like a boat. I think they said the Ford GT did at one point, or maybe it still does. And the BMW, I think it's the M6, they also said had that same problem of handling like a boat. There's a maneuver. See, my only goal for this race was just to run as cleanly as I can. Try not to get into too many incidents. Sort of just try and take advantage of your opponent's mistakes kind of race. Not to be overly aggressive or anything like that, because I knew I'd be down on pace. So I'm sort of, I mean, other than those back two back there, which are miles and miles back. Well, I don't think I'm making ground on the cars ahead of me. I think one of them even made a mistake, but he must have been further towards the front of the group. But this race is very nice. I like the race. I think it's great. I mean, I took great use of the start of the race, because you never know what's going to happen at the race start. I actually thought I'd be puncherito because I was completely off the braking zones at the start. So I thought I'd be screwed. As I thought I'd be miles off the braking zones, I just get rear-ended, because I've seen somebody else in a previous race. I think he brake checked me actually, and it wasn't on a live stream or anything on any of my channels for that matter. But I think the guy brake checked me, because I went in and checked the replay, and he was braking 175 meters before the braking zone marker was, or where I'd be braking, and he was on newer tyres than where I was at the time. I think we were both on mediums, and we were racing at Bathurst. This was only a few days ago. The Mount Panorama Motor Racing Circuit. And not down the mountain. I think it's an incline actually. I'm trying to remember now. I think it's an incline. But regardless, yeah. It was a braking zone before that first like main corner on the track, the first high-speed corner, and yeah, it sort of ruined my race more or less, because I got a 2.5 second penalty for knocking him off the track, and he braked so early that it was unbelievable that I got the penalty, and then I hit the barrier and he gave me a penalty for that as well, and that like properly pissed me off. I was annoyed by that. Because I was running, before that point, I was running really high up in the grid. Then I tapped the barrier, 1.5 second penalty, I remember that. And then I was flown all the way back to 7th because the front group was so close. And I was like, oh, this is going to end bad. And I was put back to 7th. And then I was stuck behind GTR for many, many laps. And he was slower than me and slower than me. And then eventually he just like brake checked me so early Like, I don't know, I've had times where I've completely missed the braking zone and braked too early, but I don't even think that was the case. I think he just decided, oh, I'm gonna slam the brakes, because it was so much earlier. Like, yeah, you could do it by accident, but it was so unlikely. It probably wasn't gonna happen. Whoa, shit, man. Really late in the race there. Super ultra late braking from initial D. But this is great. Just cruising, man. I should have probably, after this race, I'll make sure this is actually streaming on the right channel, and the fact that I should also make sure the light is actually working properly, because I don't know where it's at the moment. Oh, there's a car up there. Oh yeah, that's part of the track over there. There are cars at the moment all over the track. I've got cars 40 seconds behind me, and I've got cars minutes ahead of me. But this is now the last lap, and so I'm still on the lead lap. I'm happy with that. That's good. 8th place. I think somebody disconnected there, because I think I was in 9th before, wasn't I? I don't know. Oh well, 8th place is good. Where did I start? I mean, I guess I'll be able to work that out when I finish the race. How many positions I've gained. It always shows you that. I get this done in a minute and a half. I should, with a little bit of time to spare, have that done in a minute and a half. I mean, the thing is with these endurance races is wheel users have quite an advantage, because tyres are a lot easier to conserve on wheel, because you don't have to, like, when you're on control, it's all these tiny micro movements that you have to make on controller, which you do to get through the corners. I mean, that's not always the case, but in certain corners you'll be in the corner and then you realise you've turned just a touch too much and you'll be out of the corner again. And each time you do that, it makes it worse, because the game just jolts you back. Your wheel will be like jolted back to wherever the starting position for the wheel was. But on wheel, it's more or less just to move the wheel back, and the car can really get that. And you can, if you want to, conserve tyres very, very nicely in that. I thought I'd have about 20 seconds left. I mean, I guess I have a bit less now, but there we go. That was pretty good. Yeah. So now I'm going to check how the live stream's going. Let's go see if the live stream's working as it should, because I got no idea. I'm going to assume it's working. Yeah, it's working. I gained 3 positions and I got a clean race bonus. That's nice. I think that's pretty good. Let's see what ticket we get. And 4-star. I always get 4 stars, and I always get like either 30,000 credits or 10,000 credits from. That's it. That's literally all that happens. So what I'm going to do now, the ticket first of all. Okay, let's get the ticket. We've been going for 30 minutes now. That's pretty cool. 30 minutes, okay. So now we're going to go open this, get our 30,000 credits, or 10,000 credits, if you wanted the truth. Already give me anything else but the engine swap. Yeah, 10,000 credits. Yeah, worst prize. Actually, no, because the suspension would have been worse. The vehicle you could sell if I didn't already own it, and I think I already own that car. Suzuki Cappuccino! The Suzuki Cappuccino is a great car. I wish they had a one-make race for the Cappuccino right now. But I know if I started an online server, it would be worth it, because no one would join. No one would join the online server, so it'd be pointless trying to make a one-make Cappuccino race. Be a lot of fun, though, if that was a daily race. I think it's the Alpine A110s at the moment, the race. What's in this right now? I haven't done these for a very long time. I don't think I'll do them, but Specify car. Specify car. Oh! It's just general Group 4 racing. What's the leading car right now in Group 4? Because I don't pay attention. WRX, of course it is. Oh my god, yes it is. It is just the WRX in the top 100. Okay, so for Group 4, if you're racing the Group 4... Actually, that'd be interesting. Oh no, I've only got Group 3 here. So it's WRX in Group 4, the NSX in Group 2, and in Group 3 it is... I should probably know, because Group 3 is the most common race. The Nismo GT3. Oh no, there are more competition. There's the RCF there, there's a Genesis there. Used to own a Hyundai in real life. It's pretty cool. I mean, it was an XL and it was pretty crap. I mean, no, but it was fun. It was like a moving death trap, but it was fun. So... it actually wasn't bad. Like, I don't really think it matters what car you're actually driving. They just are. Cars are just... it's just generally fun to be able to drive something, you know? Because that was the first car I had driven on my learners. So, that was just how it was. But it wasn't too bad. Like, yeah, it only had, what, 82 horsepower, I think it was, something like that, when it was new, from factory, 82 horsepower, and I have a big hill near my house, and I had to do, like a screaming run up to get up the hill. I remember that. Like, you have to, like, fly it through the corner, and then fly up this hill, because it's like a proper steep hill. And so, like, it's steep enough where trucks don't go up it, because they can't get up it. Lighter cars like an XL should not go up it unless you're absolutely hammering it, because when I got to the top of the hill I was doing like 30, something like that. Could have rolled back down the hill. It was like downshifting, just bow, bow, bow. And it had no tachometer either. So yeah, having no tachometer really wasn't helpful for me either. Because I was so used to whenever I played video games, right, because that was how it was, I always looked at the tachometer, I never listened for the engine noise. And it took me a bit before I really worked out. But I've driven a number of cars since then. I've driven a number of cars. I've driven variations of the Hilux, I've driven Mazda RX-8s, I've driven all sorts of cars now. I mean, my current car is a Mazda SP23, so pretty cool car, let's be honest. It's not bad, it's pretty sporty. I mean, it's the sports grade for the year, and it actually is a 5-speed manual as well. It's very, very nice. I think. It's 2005, but I think it's very, very nice. I quite like it. I mean, it's a great step up from the XL, but I've driven many, many cars, and I feel like Mazda has just they have certain cars which are zoom zoom, you know. Like the RX-8, the RX-7, the MX-5 even. But if you get the top spec model of just about any Mazda that exists, if you get the top end like model, if you're going for the sportiest possible grade, so biggest engine made in the car, with minimal options and the biggest engine option, they're always fun. Like, I've driven a couple of Mazdas, and I've yet to find one that is genuinely boring. I mean, there are some cars which suck to drive, like the new Hilux, in my opinion. Manual Hilux, like the base grade. Didn't like it. LDV T60, don't like driving that either. It's turboed, but it sucks. It was diesel as well. Diesel ain't bad. It's actually, diesels are usually pretty good driving. This thing just felt slow. Because it weighs 2 ton or something. And it just felt slow. Because at 150 horsepower, weighs 2 ton. Even with the turbo, it's just slow. It just is. RX-8 is, I would say, relatively quick. I wouldn't say it's anything crazy, especially if you're starting it out from the low end of the RPM range. You'll have nothing. Like, if you're anything below, I'd say about 4,000, 4,000 or 5,000. If you're revving it anywhere down below about, I would say about 4.5 or so. If you're revving the car at any point below that to, like, accelerate, it just feels like nothing. Like in the low RPM, if you go through a corner and you're in the low RPM because you haven't shifted down, you're in the low RPM, it's just bad. Actually, there is a Mazda I've driven Actually, it is fun, but that's probably because I'm driving it on a gravel road. It's like an old farm truck. It's a Mazda B2 200, and it's fun. I don't think it usually would be fun, but the fact that I can drive it as quickly as I want, since it's on private property, private road, gravel, all that, it is a lot of fun. And yeah, I think it's only fun because you can drift at 70 k's an hour and hopefully you don't slide off the edge of a gravel track. But it's a lot of fun. I quite like it. It shouldn't usually be fun because it's not a farm track, but it could be fun. That's probably one of the only Mazdas I can't see being fun. Like the BTs and B series Mazdas. Like even things like a Mazda 2. I've never driven a Mazda 2, but I could see them being fun. I really could. I would say, like, I'm just thinking of IRL cars now. One of the greatest IRL cars that I've seen in a cheap price range is probably something like a Suzuki Swift. It's always just, it's one of those cars where they do actually have modification for them, except in Australia it's very difficult to be allowed to modify your car in any way because Australian laws suck. That's probably one of the reasons, like, I sit there and sometimes I question, like, what happens if I went to a country where I can, like, the reason why is not only financial reasons, obviously, and because I'm only 17, but it's not only that. It's like a long-term thing, like almost like a retirement sort of thing in a million years' time, when the retirement age is 85, and it's that sort of thing. Then I'll be like, oh, I can modify a car, and I can drive it, it'll be chill. But the thing is, I'm probably permanently stuck in Australia. Not that the country sucks or anything, but for vehicle modification, it's really annoying. Like, I'd have to take my car to the track on a trailer because it's got a different exhaust. It's not loud on the road, it's got a different exhaust. Oh no, you put an air intake on your car. Oh no, you brought the air intake from AutoZone. Oh no. That's basically vehicle laws in Australia. Oh shit, everything's chaos. I did not mean to punch Reno, that guy. I'm really gonna hope he's... Oh my gosh, it's chaos. I mean, the start of just about any Gran Turismo online race is chaos. Oh, I braked too late. I don't know if it was stupidly late or if it was just a bit too late. They have anti-lag in some of these cars. I mean, I guess mine's not turboed, so it doesn't need anti-lag, and my car is actually faster in the straights as well. So suck it. Even with your turbo, my car is performing better than yours. Lol. Oh my god, somebody's damaged the rear of my car. I didn't even see it on the mini-map in the corner, because I always have that map on so I can have a pretty good idea of where everybody is positioned around me. Whoa, that was bad. That was oversteer. Ooh, I actually thought he was just braking then. Because I've seen people do that down the road. It's all the someone behind me that slammed the brakes. I've seen people do that. Really annoying. In all seriousness. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're doing pretty well though. Up into 6th. Now I think we do have an advantage in the straights, don't we? Which means we might get 5th. I doubt it, but it'll be fun. Are we gaining? We are actually, so we are faster down the straights. Yeah, we are actually considerably faster down the straights. Oh, a bit late on the brakes. Okay, I guess we power down here. We are actually keeping pretty good pace. In all seriousness, this isn't too bad. I mean, the majority of the cars just freaking flew off the track. And now I'm not going to stuff up that pit lane thing either, so I know where the pit lane is. I think it was lap 5 or 6 wasn't it, I pitted in. All I need there to happen, you can see how much speed I lose down these long sweeping corners though, which is probably why all the more modern cars are faster, because they've got more modern aerodynamics. And these things are just brute and raw power down the straights. But I like this car, it's an NA V6, it's very, very nice, like that's brilliant. The only turboed car I've ever driven, I think, trying to think now. I've driven like a tiny little Japanese tractor that was using what I think is like, because I think in Japan they have specifications for tractors even, in terms of size, class, and engine specs and things. I was driving some tiny Japanese tractor, top speed of like 40 k's an hour if that. And it was very, like, everything about it. It wasn't fast, it wasn't interesting, but it's, you know, it's interesting. I mean, it's interesting, I guess, to be able to drive it, because it has low and high range gearing and all of that. And it's like a really tiny little tractor thing. It's not even like a full-size tractor. It's got high range, low range gears, all of that. I don't know how old it was, or what year it is, because I'm not a tractor person. You could probably show me a tractor from 20 years ago, and I'd be like, I don't know if that's new. If you kept it in good condition, I'd be like, that might show up in a shop somewhere. I don't know. With cars, it's different because I pay a lot of attention, and you can see the styling cues of cars. Tractors just, to me, look like tractors. Sort of like buses look like buses. The only thing that makes buses and trucks and stuff. Whoa, he spun. That scared the shit out of me. It scared me down to the fact that I didn't know if he was ghosted, because Gran Turismo, sometimes I've seen times where they're not ghosted and they should have been. I'm about 3 seconds off the leader's pace, so that's okay. I think that's better than where I was at before. I think it was like 6 seconds last time. It's a lot of fun though, these races. Concentrate a bit there because I didn't know what part of the track I was truly at there. The tyres are feeling a bit more out. Oh my god, that was my fault. I'm going to lose my position. That was completely my fault. Unbelievable. Oh my god, there's a huge row of cars behind me. None of those cars are older cars, so they shouldn't be able to keep up down the straight. But the thing is, the straight line speed I gain is not enough to counteract the cornering speed that these people have. So if you're driving against top of the league drivers in a newer vehicle and you're using an older vehicle, you would lose, because the reason why I'd be able to keep up here is down to the fact that you have to just try and not make mistakes and hope your opponents make mistakes through these corners. I mean, I made a mistake there and you saw how much that costed me. So if you saw an opponent make a mistake like that, and you're faster down the straights, they're making mistakes through the corners, you've got those positions. Easily at that. But the thing is, I feel like I'm about to be run off this road. You can't overtake me there. Stop trying to overtake me. You can see the difference in speed through the high speed corner, so. They're probably pissed off, to be honest. But I'm not just going to let them die. Because I know if they're running mediums or softs, they'll have to switch out at some point. Now, I think it'll be lap 5 or swap. But that's the thing. Doesn't matter, I'm not just going to let them by, it's not happening. I'm not just going to freely let them by. I don't care if I'm slowing them down, I'm probably annoying them greatly. I'm not just going to let them by. Oh, there's yellows. I don't know what that was for. Oh, the difference in speed down the straight, so it's very nice. It gives me that little bit of motioning for those following. Oh no. Oh no, he doesn't have me. I thought he would there. I was like, he's taking that position, but he didn't. He's got it now. Good on you, mate. Yeah, because these tyres have fallen off. It doesn't matter because I was entering the pit lane anyway now. Oh, I thought I could have braked a bit more. Mediums. And don't refuel. I don't know if that'll give me a penalty for cutting pit exit lines or entry lines or whatever else. I really hope it doesn't, but it wouldn't surprise me if it did. Now, I think I'm going to lose the majority of my ground that I've made up. Will it give me a penalty? It doesn't look like it has, so that's good. It hasn't seemed to have damaged the front of my car either. But now I'm at the back of the field. And we've still got half the race to go. That's okay though. That's okay. Because I was able to keep the opponents back for a long enough duration. And if these guys are on softs, I'm just gonna like absolutely fly past them. If they're on softs, and even if they're on mediums, I'm on fresher tyres. And since I'm right behind them after the pit, then they've either still got a pit, or they're on really dead tyres. The tyres don't seem that bad though when I'm looking at it, so they might be on mediums. If they're on softs, they'd be dead instead right now. They'd be like a sitting duck out there, but it seems like they're on mediums. And of course they're in faster cars, but no, he might be on softs because he just took it off the track and just trying to keep pace with everybody else here. Gizmodo's NSX are faster, I think, than the GTR, so I don't think they're by too much. I think it'll go NSX, GTR, then those Lexus things, and after that there's nothing else in the top 100. So I don't know what else. I actually quite like not using meta vehicles, because when you're not using something that's meta, right, you don't feel like you've got to be competitive, you feel like you have like a reason to fall back onto why you didn't succeed, didn't win, and holy shit, that little bit of lag spike just took me off the game there. Because of course my internet's trash, I live in Australia. That's probably another problem with living in Australia. Really, really bad internet. What the heck? He just went full speed off. Oh, I've had that happen to me actually before. I've had that happen to me, where I've tried to hit the brakes and nothing's happened. And the car just plows on full throttle and continues forward. I've had that happen to me before in Gran Turismo actually. I thought they would have patched that a couple updates back, but apparently not. Honestly, I thought they would have patched that. I don't know if that was the case or if he just wasn't paying attention. Maybe he was glancing at his phone while he was racing or something. Really bad thing to do. I mean, it's about as bad. I mean, it's not as bad as driving with your phone in real life. Don't do that. Just don't, man. Like, that is the epitome of something you just shouldn't do. I feel like I really hate that, especially people with like people that like to modify their cars. If they're on their phone, that just means they're gonna, like, they hit something. There goes your $1,000 worth of front splitter you're not allowed to have anyway, so the insurance isn't gonna pay you out on that one. You know? And then yeah, it's just I can't even fathom how bad that is. It's just, don't do that. It's one of those I would never do that in my life kind of things. I should, whoa, I think that's my internet being absolute trash and not actually that guy going up the arse of the car. Oh, here we go, we might get some more positions. Where was I at before I pitted in? I think I was in like 7th or something, wasn't I? And since pace has been pretty consistent, I might be able to get that back. Where did another guy go? That was following me. Or at least pace has been pretty consistent for the new survivors. That was actually a pretty alright way to take that corner, man. Despite me going completely sideways and probably wearing down tyres, that wasn't too bad. It didn't feel like I lost too much speed. I mean, of course, driving it cleanly and nicely without drifting would be faster, but... Oh, Also, I'm pretty sure Keishi Toshio used to race one of these, didn't he? Like one of the older, like 2003 spec ones. I think it was 2003 NSX GT500 car. Did Keishi Toshio race these? I think he did. Except I don't know what the difference between this one is and the 2000. But I've got no idea. So much concentration. It's not even that this car's behind me, it's just the fact that I want to concentrate on this track a bit more. I'm assuming he's running softs. Oh no, but he's in a more modern car, so through the corners he would have been faster anyway. So maybe that's just it. Because I know the more modern cars are definitely faster through the corners. I definitely have an advantage in the straights though. Especially those high-speed sweeping corners they really have here, because they can carry so much more speed. But I quite like sport racing. I haven't done it very much in Gran Turismo. Like, even in GT Sport, I very rarely did it. I was just messing around with cars and then I'd play something else. And in GT Sport, sport racing was like the big thing. That was the entire like concept of the game. GT7 it's not, but I feel like I'm doing more sport racing in GT7 than I am in GT Sport. But I guess it's also because I didn't play GT Sport very much. I think I would have played it about a couple times each month. It wasn't a common game for me to play. Oh my. Come on, please just... Come on. Come on. No, I can't keep that. It wouldn't have even been worth my time. That would have been a horrendous decision by me to try and keep that. So look at how much faster he is to those corners. You just gotta hope for him to make a mistake at some point, because it's impossible for this car to keep up with him through these corners, I feel like. I mean, it would be, maybe if you had like, I don't know, Valerio Gallo behind the wheel. Who was this year's champion? Was it Igor Fraga? I don't even remember anymore. I think it was Igor Fraga, wasn't it, this year's Gran Turismo World Series champion? I don't remember, I haven't watched it very much. I mean, I've watched it a bit. I'll watch it when I've got time or when I'm bothered to, but... That actually reminds me, I had a 1 hour like documentary video thing that one of my friends sent me and he wanted me to watch it. And I was like, I'll watch it tomorrow, and I probably won't. I think I'm doing pretty clean driving at the moment. I think I'm driving nicely. I mean, I guess we'll check with the clean race bonus at the end anyway. And I think that's the entire goal by this entire thing. Is just drive cleanly. Drive nicely enough so that you're not doing anything that the professionals wouldn't do. Like, even if you're not the fastest driver, just try and keep the car on the track. Try and follow the braking zones as best you can. Just don't push it all the way, right? And you'll be surprised how far that'll take you in Gran Turismo, because the amount of people that fly their cars, they absolutely send it to the limit of grip every corner, and yes, they're really fast, but the moment that grip gives way, they're done. They're off the track. It's a lot nicer just to be able to, like, almost like cruise the car through the corners and calmly drive a bit more. I mean, I get Gran Turismo is supposed to be competitive, but I'm playing this nowhere close to competitively. If I was, I'd be in the modern NSX, and I'd be probably not speaking at any point during this. I wouldn't even be live. I feel like I'd just be absolutely sending it, trying to win, but I don't care. It's just more chill like this. If you're competitive and you stuff up while racing competitively, it is really annoying. If you stuff up while not racing competitively, it's like, eh, oh no, I screwed up, oh wow, something happened, oh no. I mean, the difference is your mindset towards what you're doing while you're playing. Like, for example, right here, I'm chilling, it's calm, it's nice. If I was racing competitively, I wouldn't be saying anything right now. I'd be dead silent. And I'd be in the modern NSX trying to win the race. Would I win? Still probably not, which means it would bring me less joy. Yeah, it would be great if I did win, but I think it would be even greater if I won in this car, but I doubt I could win in this car, judging by the difference in speed between this and the opponents, because I think this might even be the slowest car in the class. But I mean, the flag's green now, which means somebody went off at some point back here. Could have been that GTR that overtook me before. As I was saying, driving the car closer to the limit is not what you want to do. Especially in a race like this, where it's a longer race as well. Because if you're driving the car limit all the way around, right, yeah, you'll win if you don't stuff up, but if you, like, it's a longer race. I feel like consistency is key in a race like this, and it doesn't seem like it due to how far back I am. Well, I'm not in a competitive car. I would not be surprised if this is the slowest car I could be driving. But I was like, oh, this looks cool, it's a Honda. Because the only Honda I have ever driven was a fully spec'd out 2012 Accord, a boring car in the sense, but actually, surprisingly enough, it wasn't fast in like the corners really. It felt good, but it wasn't fast. And down this, and if you're driving in a straight line, it was actually surprisingly beefy. Like it was a 3.5 litre V6 with the modern VTEC system, or modern 2012 VTEC system, and it was actually very, very nice. To be honest, it was very comfortable. And it had the flappy paddle shifters, which is a cool thing, because it was the top of the grade, absolutely everything, model sunroof, heated seats, all that, 2012 on the record with absolutely everything added, big engine, the flappy paddle transmission, everything. I thought it was actually pretty great, to be honest. I get a Honda Accord as a go get your groceries and come back home sort of car, but it was not bad, especially when the amount of hate a Honda Accord will get. I mean, I've heard of like first time, like you know, the car enthusiasts buying their first car. I've seen a lot of them buy older Accords, like 1990s, early 2000s, and they're just looking for any manual Accord they can find. And I've heard they're actually pretty good. Like they're not fast, but they're reliable. They're brilliant, and they do surprisingly enough. Like they have, I've seen a Honda Accord, like a modified one. I've seen one stanced, which isn't allowed in Australia, and it had a big exhaust where I'm assuming it had the catalytic converters deleted and probably half the mufflers deleted, which is probably also illegal in Australia. And it had like a full like aero kit and all that, which is also illegal in Australia. But it was really nice, and it had tinted windows and tinted taillights, which is also illegal in Australia. But it looked good. Literally everything about that car, because he modified it, it's not allowed. Although, like in Australia, the only thing you're allowed to do to your car, in very specific circumstances, you're allowed a different exhaust. If you want to change the intake and stuff like that, you need to get a permit to change air intakes, change suspension, and change any component of the engine. You have to go out to the Department of Transport, I think it is, I don't know. You go get a permit. I don't do this. You go get a permit, they'll be like, yes, you might be allowed to do this, but you need to have it on a separate rego, and your rego price will go up and pay you extra vehicle taxes and all that shit. Yeah, you might be able to get away with some modification. I saw like a full, like this is fully illegal in Australia by the way, like a full Rocket Bunny, no, I think it was a Liberty Walk kit on an 8.6. And it was marvellous, because you never see anything like that in Australia. Nowhere in Australia will you see anything like that. Even at car shows, you very rarely see something like that. I don't know how common it is in the rest of the world. You probably see them around the US, like Liberty Walk GTRs, I think I've seen in a couple of videos in the USA. So it's probably a bit more common there. But, yeah. It was a really cool thing to see. I don't remember where exactly I was or what I was doing. I think I was going to the bank, actually. Of all places. I'm like, oh my god, look at that. It was marvellous. And I know if a police officer saw it, they'd be like, you're going to impound your car. And I don't know how much those kits cost here in Australia, if you could even get them. I guarantee if the police saw that, they'd get rid of the car immediately. They'd take it off the road, they'd try and destroy it. It just sucks, man. Like, you can't do anything in Australia in terms of car modifications. I'm having a big rant about this now. Moved up a position like that. I didn't get a clean race bonus. What did I do? I think I must have bumped... No, because somebody rear-ended my car, and I think it might have counted as me braking slightly too late, and that was why, I don't know. But yeah, car modification in Australia sucks ass because you're not allowed to do anything. It's just horrendous. It really is. It's really, really bad. And I hate it, man. The thing is, I don't know where else you'd travel for car modification, because I don't want to go, if I choose to move country, I don't want to go to the UK or the US, because it's either too cold or just generally not the fitting sort of lifestyle. The reason why I say those two countries is because they're the main English speaking countries other than Australia and that I can think of. I know there's a lot of countries that speak English as well, but of course not always primarily. And it's yeah, well, that's the thing. Those countries, they allow more modification than they do in Australia and by a country mile, but at the same time it's just, yeah, I don't know why they're so strict on modification here anyway. Like, it's not that there's been as major problems with vehicle modifications as there has been in like the USA, for example, and there's nothing as outlandish as there is in the US. But they have so many crazy rules surrounding every single aspect of modification, and I don't really see why. I don't know. Do I want to do another race? I don't even know anymore. I was having fun, but I don't know. Now I've just gone to a rant about useless crap. I think I just might end the live. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Might just end the live. Well, if I end the live, I guess I'll end it here in the garage with the Suzuki Cappuccino, and then I'll end the live and it'll be all chill, and that's fine. So I guess I end the live here with the K car, the Suzuki Cappuccino. You can end the live here, and I hope you enjoyed the live. If you did, I guess subscribe, like, and I guess I'll see you next live stream, hopefully. Bye. Okay, where's the stop broadcasting? Broadcast settings.